right, let me start by saying I recognize Lil Wayne's influence. Lil Wayne is a hip hop legend. I've known about Lil Wayne since I was a wee jit back during the Block is Hot days. Lil Wayne is a hip hop legend, whether I recognize him as that or not. Lil Wayne is a hip hop legend. Wayne is actually my favorite rapper's favorite rapper.
Young Wayne, pain is a shame, and you say he's a pain, he is crazy to rain.
In this video, I'm talking about a specific era of Lil Wayne. I'm talking about really when Wayne became a megastar. Pretty much from 2007 to about 2012, that Young Money era. This is also the era where Nicki Minaj and Drake come to prominence. And it's no question that Lil Wayne influenced hip hop. There's no question that Lil Wayne had impact. But my thing is, what type of influence was it? What type of impact was it? And even I show this video of Kendrick Lamar rapping Wayne lyrics. Lil Wayne is like, to my knowledge, this is Kendrick's favorite rapper. There's music by Kendrick where he's rapping like Lil Wayne, songs like Michael Jordan.
I'm too much for these niggas, I'm too much for these hoes. Wayne told me that, I bring them dollars out, talk that shit, hide him out, walk that shit, hemp strong.
Yeah, so there are instances before Kendrick Lamar became Kendrick Lamar that we know today where he's rapping like Wayne, he's showing his influences. And mind you, these are some of Kendrick's worst songs. These are some of the worst songs you'll ever hear about Kendrick Lamar. He's imitating Wayne. And there's a reason there's some of his worst songs. I think it's because Wayne's style wasn't that great. You talking about Wayne, you talking about non sequitur rhymes. Let's say you got 16 bar verse. First bar of the verse, the second bar doesn't follow the first bar. The third bar doesn't follow the second bar. Like every bar is random. Yo, I'm in the house smoking weed. Just popped the last week with a thick chick. You know what I mean? Like no bar follows the next. So there's a reason why those early Kendrick songs where he's rapping like Wayne are some of his worst songs. It's because he's rapping like Wayne. It wasn't until Kendrick Lamar changed his name from K-Dot to Kendrick and really started rapping about his own life and ditching the Wayne influence where people actually started really rallying behind his music, which is on the Kendrick Lamar EP. I feel that Wayne, he inspired the people in his crew, Young Money, to all rap terribly.
Down, Barbie, pushing up in Ferrari. I breeze through Africa just to say that's safari.
Hey y'all, I am a one-man show. I record, edit the video myself, create the thumbnail, everything. So hitting like and subscribe does help a bunch. Thanks so much. Back to the video. Even those early mixtapes by Drake, you know, everyone's favorite rapper, Drake, right? I didn't think they were so bad. The Room for Improvement, the comeback season, parts of the comeback season, I didn't think they were so bad. You listen to those mixtapes, they're really not noteworthy, like Room for Improvement. Like there are many mixtapes from that era that are way better than that. But there's that moment around So Far Gone, Thank Me Later, where Drake really started getting influenced by Lil Wayne, you know, the Man of the Year song and all this. And it's some of his worst music.
Hotter than wasabi, I race for your love, shake and bake, Ricky Bobby.
I mean, just completely horrible. And back then I used to think like, man, am I hating on this dude, Drake? Like, am I hating on this guy for no reason? But then once Drake kind of separates himself stylistically from Wayne and the rest of Young Money, which is on that Take Care album, which is more the Weeknd's aura and vibe. I was like, oh, I like this music. And I bought the album Take Care. Like there's a picture of me infamous on the internet with me with Take Care album. And people couldn't believe it because it's like, bro, I thought you hated this guy. It's like, no, I really just hate his music and the way he raps. But on Take Care, when he kind of abandoned Wayne's style and influence, I was like, okay, I can see why people would like this. So when we talk about Wayne, obviously, again, I've known about Wayne since the Block is Hot video where he's running around. It looks super animated. I used to love that video as a kid because it's just super animated. Guys running around all the place. There's fire. Like, just found it very entertaining, right? And obviously you got the Wayne mixtapes all the way back to Squad Up joints. You got the Dedications. I think Dedication 2 is really Wayne's best project, but you also got the Drought 1 through 3, the Drought 3. People like that mixtape. Again, I'm not a huge fan of it. All the way up to the Carter 3, right? Dedication 2 I thought was fine. The Carter 1, the Carter 2, I think those are fine. The Carter 2 has a lot of songs that I like. It's certified double platinum. So I won't even include the Carter 2 in what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about specifically is Wayne from about right here. Like Father Like Son, 06, so let's call it 07 to, let's call it 2011, 2012. This is where Wayne was most popular. He was the hottest rapper in the game, easily. And To me, this is where his music took a nosedive, quality-wise, because the Carter 2 had a lot of good songs on it. Like Hustler Music is one of the great rap songs in history. But I want to talk about this era Wayne, and I'll pull up this I'm Not a Human Being album. This is from 2010. This is an example of just extremely low quality music. I'm Single, this was a good song. I will give him that. I'm pretty sure Drake wrote parts of this song. Like, Drake is listed as a songwriter here on I'm Single, which doesn't surprise me because I'm Single is just so much better than everything else that was coming around at this time, like Bill Gates and right above it. I want to talk about Wayne and his influences and why I think he ruined hip hop. He helped ruin hip hop. So what do I mean by this? Now, Wayne wasn't the first person to do these things, but he certainly helped pioneer it. When you listen to Wayne's music from this era, again, we're talking 07 to about 2011, it's like his music sounds very low effort. And what do I mean by that? They sound like one take freestyles. Like he's not writing anything down. He's literally going in the booth, rapping a verse, not doing it over, like not even go in, freestyle, next verse, freestyle, next verse. Like there's very little care and attention to detail, which is why you have bars like Wheezy F baby and the F is for phenomenal. And there's actually a Dead in Hip Hop video that I really like where they point out some of these horrible Wayne bars.
Beat it like a cop. 911 baby said to beat it like a cop. Ha ha. Beat it like a cop. Rodney King baby, yeah.
Beat it like a cop. This is an 18-minute video. They're just naming horrible Wayne bars and horrible Big Sean bars.
Wheezy F baby and the F is for phenomenal.
Yeah, I think we.
This is just an example of talking about very low effort, low quality music. And you can say, okay, if you want to say, yo, Wayne was good at it, he got popular, he sold 1 million records, so obviously he was doing something right. Sure, okay, we'll give you that. Maybe Wayne can do it, but then he influenced everyone else, like the hip hop game at large, to be like, okay, maybe we should start doing these one take freestyles. It's two things combined. It's a one take, meaning you're not even going over the verse again. You're not even trying to perfect what was said, and it's a freestyle. And then it's a verse full of non sequiturs. The verse is just completely random talk. Y'all smoking weed in the coop. 40-pointer diamonds on my neck. Thick yellow red bone. Like nothing in the verse even makes sense contextually. It's just all random things being said. And again, Wayne is not the first person to do this, but he did popularize it. And when you listen to rap music today, you can still hear Wayne's influence on it. And then you got Wayne on some of these records, like on a lot of his records, he's rapping his verse and then he'll just stop mid-verse and start laughing. Like, bro, like I'm listening to a 16 and you stop. What? Like, then there was that one rock album he put out, which was horrible, even for rock standards. Again, this wouldn't be as bad if it were just enclosed and subjected to Wayne only. But then Wayne starts influencing others in his group to do this. And the Young Money group at one point was felt like 15 people. And then the hip hop industry at large to do this. And I know Wayne is a punchline rapper, right? And for punchline rappers like Wayne and Big Sean, who this Dead in Hip Hop video was also about, punchline rap, it's very tough, right? It's tough to just come up with new punchlines in general, but for every great punchline you have, you're gonna have like 2 or 3 bad ones. That's just the nature of the game, right? In my opinion, for Wayne, it was like for every good punchline he had, like on Cannon, I'll give you a good punchline. He says, if you strap, we can trade, like the Dow Jones. I thought that was a great, I was super into the financial markets at the time, still am. So, we could trade like the Dow Jones? That's clever. But for every good bar he has like that, there are like 5 to 10 horrible ones.
Grab the owl out the tree and ask that who but me.
And again, I know one critique you could make about what I'm saying is, bro, you grew up, you're older now. You don't get it. The era of Wayne I'm talking about, 07 to 2011, that happened when I was like 13, 14, 15 years old. As a 13, 14-year-old, I'm like, this music is extremely low IQ. Like, what this dude is saying is extremely dumb. As a kid, I felt that way. And then Wayne also inspired, in my opinion, what will become mumble rap. There's a verse on a T-Pain song called Can't Believe It, which I'm sure we've all heard. Lil Wayne raps a verse and what he's saying is almost indecipherable. It sounds like dude was asleep. It sounds like he's talking in his sleep. It's so mumbled and terrible.
Oh, but I could take it to the game, man.
Yeah, it sounds like he's talking in his sleep. Hey, y'all, I am a one-man show. I record edit the video myself, create the thumbnail, everything. So hitting like and subscribe does help a bunch. Thanks so much. Back to the video. I feel like if there were a standard for hip hop at the time, if there were a certain standard, I'm not saying the standard was super high or super low, but wherever the standard was, that era of Wayne, 2007 to 2011, he lowered the bar. Like when you hear rap music, or when you see a professional, not just rap, but especially rap, we're talking about rap. When you hear a professional or see a professional doing their job, it should make you feel like, man, he's so good, I can never do that. He's so good, I could never do that. Or if you're in the same lane, it should make you feel like, man, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. But I feel like when Wayne came out, instead of people looking, the average person listening to rap and his music saying like, yo, this is amazing, I could never. I feel like Wayne made people feel like more so, oh, I could do that. I could do that. Like there's no instance where you should be looking at a professional, let's say an athlete, basketball player, a soccer player, and be like, oh yeah, I could do that. Oh yeah, let me go try to do that. I feel like Wayne, he lowered the bar and just made people feel like, yeah, I could do that too. And so that's my point about quality. And then there's Wayne, he spawned all these other rappers like Young Thug, which spawned Lil Gotit, which spawned Gunna, which spawned Lil Keed, RIP. All these guys sound the same, redundant rap. And when I hear these guys, I instantly think of Wayne. Like this is Wayne's direct influence on rap. And then you hear them what they rap about. The content of their lyrics is just completely nonsensical. It's redundant. It's degenerate. And I just trace all this to Wayne's hip hop family tree. And Wayne's impact was so vast that he even inspired Ludacris, who is an all-time great lyricist in hip hop, to copy his style on this song called My Chick Bad, which features Nicki Minaj. Again, Nicki is from Wayne's group. Ludacris goes on here and spits the worst verse that he's ever spat.
I fill her up, balloons.
And the verse is in Wayne style, like that stop and go flow that they kind of took from Big Sean and adopted in Young Money. So like I said with the point about Kendrick, these dudes who are rapping like Wayne, who are taking influence from Wayne, they may like Wayne's music, but when they reiterate what Wayne's doing on a track, it's like some of their worst music. And I guess this will be the last point, more so gonna be about Wayne's content, his subject matter. If I don't find a rapper that great, right, there are usually other things I can take away from it, that I can find positivity in it. If they're not the best lyricists, maybe have a good message. Or if they're rapping about violence and glorifying, street life, maybe I'll find their lyrics super engaging. I don't think Wayne had any of that. Like Wayne's content, and I'm talking about this era, 07 to 2011, it was horrible. It's like he literally has a song called Money Weed. So on top of lowering the bar quality wise, like Wayne's bars were not that great. Even as a kid, I used to listen to this stuff like, why do y'all love this music so much? I remember one time I tried to force myself to like Lil Wayne's music because in high school, in junior high school, everybody loved it. Everybody loved it. So I'm like, again, it's one of those moments where I'm like, am I just hating on this guy? Or do I actually not like his music? Or am I hating on him? And I sat there and I listened to that Like Father, Like Son album, Wayne and Birdman. And I'm literally forcing myself to head nod like, oh yeah, like I'm actually trying to force myself to like this. And I ended up getting a headache. I had to turn it off because I'm like, all right, bro, I got a headache. So when y'all was listening to Wayne, 07, 08, 09, I was listening to Kendrick, J. Cole, Lupe, more so Lupe, 07, 08. Kendrick didn't really come on my radar until like 09, 2010. Lupe, Mos Def. Like, so my bar for what lyricism is different. Aside from Wayne lowering the bar quality-wise, I mean, just spitting some completely nonsensical lyrics, pure non sequiturs, laughing in the middle of verses, voice sounds grating and terrible. Like, there's not even a soothing vocal quality to this. Wayne also helped popularize straight degeneracy. Again, Wayne is not the first rapper who claimed the gang, but Wayne spread this whole blood movement in hip hop. Again, he's not the first. All that stuff comes from LA. But Wayne was a huge part, especially in the late 2000s, of spreading this across hip hop, across the country. Even just quality and lyrics aside, it's subjective, right? Like, y'all may have thought when Wayne said, Weezy F Baby, the F is for phenomenal, you might have thought that was amazing. That might have been the best thing you ever heard. I mean, I knew people who thought it was the greatest thing ever. It's subjective, right? This is not subjective. Wayne helped spread pure degeneracy. Lowering the bar and quality of hip hop aside, Wayne helped spread pure degeneracy. When I listen to Lil Wayne rap about the street life and all that, specifically the gang stuff, I don't get anything except glorification, glorifying it. A lot of people will say that Lil Wayne picked up, and Birdman picked up the whole Bloods thing from Mac 10, who was a rap. I believe Mac 10 is from Inglewood, California. A lot of people say they picked it up from Mac 10. So again, Wayne didn't start this. His influence in spreading this, just like his influence of spreading nonsensical, like non sequitur rhymes, was major. So even if you thought Lil Wayne, what he put in hip hop records and how, he's one take freestyling, even if you thought that was good for hip hop or you didn't care, he spread straight degeneracy on records. Like he popularized something that didn't need to be popularized or glamorized, and he spread it. You can tell from this video, I've always been a snob about rap music. Like that Young Money era, 2007 to 2011, that's why I don't like Drake's music. When Drake finally dropped an album where he wasn't on that Young Money stuff, which was the Take Care album, which I think only had a verse from Nicki Minaj, which was a horrible verse by Nicki. But that Young Money era is specifically why I don't like his music. Like it scarred how I hear Drake on music. And he's always come across corny since then, for me. Some of y'all liked Drake back then. I never liked dude. When Drake steps away from that sound, I kind of start liking it a little bit more. But let me tell y'all, let me end the video by saying this. There is an era of Wayne that I do like. So I did like the Carter one. That's the one with Go DJ, right? That was cool. Again, I knew who Wayne was back during the Block is Hot era, which I think was like 2000, 99, 2000. The Carter 2 to me is Wayne's best work. It's right here where we just start getting horrible music. Yeah, all of these, the Carter 4, a lot of people like that album. To me, it's mid. I don't think it's terrible, but it's mid. The Squad Up joints, I know a lot of people love the Squad Up. I can respect the Squad Up taste, but again, it's not for me. So I like that Carter 2 era. And there's also an era more recent of Wayne that I like. Wayne post 2012. It's when he dropped a song called No Worries. That's when he dropped a song called She Will. There was like a nice little pocket from about 2012 onward where I thought Wayne was doing good. And even like 2019, 2020, I would hear Wayne on features and I'm like, yo, Wayne has actually stepped his game up. He sounds more coherent. He sounds more focused. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's not more coherent. Maybe he's less coherent. But his music, his verses started sounding a lot better to me. So I can't admit when Wayne is doing good, right? I just think, to summarize, his influence on hip hop has been major, right? You can't deny that Wayne has not had influence. Like Wayne has had major influence on rap, on hip hop, but I think it's been bad. I think it's been bad culturally from Wayne pushing the gang stuff and spreading it. I think it's been bad, like in terms of quality, how people make hip hop records with people one take freestyling and non sequiturs. People still do that to this day. That's how strong Wayne's influence was. And I think when people step away from doing that, like Drake, like Kendrick, then I think they start dropping better music. But when people start trying to adopt this sound that Wayne does, like Young Thug, have you heard Young Thug's early mixtapes? Like this I Came From Nothing. This is like some of the worst rap music you'll ever hear. And this is Young Thug. Again, it's like the early Kendrick music, the I'm in a club stuff. Still sounding super influenced by Wayne. And it's horrible. And I think people, once Thug kind of stepped back and started getting into his own bag and not Wayne's, then his music became more palatable. And I think it's like that for a bunch of people. Ludacris, the one time he stepped in that realm, My Chick Bad, he spits like his worst verse ever. Kendrick, some of his worst songs are when he's still in his Wayne influence era. Drake, to me, he didn't really get that good until Take Care, when he really started stepping away from it, started stepping more towards the Rick Ross lane. But I think people love Wayne so much that they hear his music different. And I can understand that, nostalgia and everything. But a lot of those Wayne songs, this is not something you can go back and listen to as an adult. Or I don't see how people could come back and listen to this. I didn't understand when I was like 12, 13 why people were listening to this stuff. But you listen to that stuff as an adult, how could you not feel like dumb? I think people love Wayne so much that they hear him differently and in a nostalgia. But when you listen to people doing their Wayne impressions, like they're showing what they learned from him, you start to be like, this is horrible. And that's how I feel. So yeah, Lil Wayne, major influence, impact on hip hop. Virtually nothing good has come from it. You could argue, sure, Kendrick and a whole bunch of other rappers even conscious rappers, they like Wayne's music. I don't care what these guys think. You do, like, this is my opinion. I don't care what this dude said. I don't care what Tyler, Kweli, and Kendrick said, and they said Wayne is great. Like, that's those man's opinion. This is my opinion. Wayne, major influence, major impact on hip hop, but virtually nothing good has come from it. Nothing good quality-wise. We got people doing a bunch of one-take freestyle verses full of non sequiturs. Again, Wayne wasn't the first to do this, but he's most popular. Socially, just the spread of the gang stuff in hip hop, nothing's good come from that. And I think when people step away from Wayne's stylistically, I mean, he might be a great person, but musically, when people step away from it, like Young Thug stepped away from it, like Drake stepped away from it, like Kendrick stepped away from it, it's almost always a good thing. I don't know. If you mad, post in the comments. Let's chop it up. You know, I'm open to a good debate. Yeah, let me know what y'all think. Were y'all big Wayne fans back in the day? Back in the G? See, I'm talking about, again, 07 and 2011, right? That's the years I'm talking about. Were y'all huge Wayne fans? Do not lie. Because everybody I knew was a Wayne fan. Young Money shirts and everything. Did you own the Young Money shirt? A lot of y'all had them Young Money shirts. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.